What's going on? Welcome to the DZ Report. Don't you know I love haters? Don't you know I do love them? I had to stop sending some. Why is my junk lagging? See, YouTube, boy, they don't like me one bit. Please stop sending me stuff. Somebody on Instagram was like, please stop sending me stuff. So I just blocked them then so they don't receive it. They could have blocked me and they wouldn't have had to get it no more. But it's cool. That's what happens. That's why I tell IG people, if y'all befriend me or follow me, y'all gonna get sent a lot of content. So before you follow me, I advise you not to. Because I'm going to send loads of stuff your way. I'm gonna send y'all loads of stuff. So I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. Let me get my bearings right. I'm gonna talk about the movie Prey. A movie that, in my opinion, should have been released in the movie theaters. From watching it, because I don't believe that it gets justice. I don't believe it gets any justice like it should. But it is what it is, right? So, my bad. I'm trying to get stuff situated. Got the day off. Had to take Mama Deezy to the doctor so she can get her checkup. We got back early, so I did a live on Welcome to HDTV because we back. I gotta go in tomorrow. It's hot as heck. It's like the sun, boy, be on this job all day. All right. So, I'm almost situated, y'all. I know they ain't sent out nothing for this video, but that's cool. All right, bet. All right. Get my AC going. Turn this. Here we go. Man, I forgot my dang glasses inside. But, oh well. I'll be back to grab them later. So, the movie Prey, basically, everyone keeps saying Predator 5. Everyone keeps saying Predator 5. I don't get why it's not Predator 5. It is the prequel to the first Predator. So I don't know why they're trying to promote it as Predator 5. It's really not. This has, the settings are basically with the Comanche, or Comanche, I forgot how you pronounce it. Sorry if I mess it up to any Comanche, I believe. The Comanche tribe, which was really the first tribe documented in the predator lore to deal with the predator, or what they call the Yachua. The Yachua aliens. So we basically see a young girl. It starts with a young girl, and you know, they made her the main character. She basically wants to hunt. That's her whole, her whole ordeal is, I want to hunt. She wants to be like her brother. You know, she's tired of doing the women stuff, which is pick the plants, cook the food, make sure the children are well taken care of. She wants to hunt because she's been practicing. She's been practicing a long time. She's a very good tracker. She's one of the best in the village. So she could track animals and track certain hunting grounds, which is very smart, because this basically shows you how she has the ability to get better as the movie goes along. So in the beginning, you know, she's trying to go on hunts, and then she went on a hunt, a mini hunt, which was to go after, I believe, a deer. That's when the predator ship basically was in the air, basically went through the sky. So she saw it as a sign, like the Thunderbird. Oh no. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. So basically, a Thunderbird in their type of story is a sign that means that it's her time to hunt. She's basically you know, they basically go by the old rules of the land instead of the rules that they put in modern times by the laws. But their laws is by the land and by signs. So she basically saw it, and they were hunting this deer. If you haven't seen the movie, you know what I'm saying, don't watch this video. Don't watch this video at all. So she basically, her, you know, well, I won't get into that. This movie basically, let me break it down in simple layman terms. This movie was about the hunted being hunted by the hunter. The hunters are the hunted. That's all it really is. And then you have other things put in and all that, which basically shows how she got better and progressed during the movie. During the movie, she progressed in learning how to hunt. But the thing that I loved about her character is she observed everything. She observed things. She didn't jump off the deep end on stuff. Like, she waited. A lot of times she waited to see what was going on. Like, what the whole scenario, what the whole picture was going on, what was going on out there. And she was making some great points, like, throughout the movie, she was trying to tell her brother, who was the leader, who was the war chief of everybody. He was the general. Basically, if you wanted to give a name to it, to anything that's modernized, he was basically the general of the village, of his tribe. And she's trying to tell him things that's going on that she doesn't really feel is, you know what I'm saying, something doesn't make sense. And that's what she was talking about. And it doesn't make any sense. Like how such and such, you know, how such and such goes here, why is this happening, such and such stuff, like these tracks. She kept looking at the tracks all the time because the tracks, they were bigger than usual. And she kept comparing it to, like, a bear is usually on all fours. You would, since you see two tracks, just a pair of them, which equals two, on his hind legs, and she's like, this don't make any sense. Something isn't right. And she was noticing it. So when they went out to hunt the lion, she came up with a plan where she was the bait, but she was going to actually take the lion out. She was in perfect position, but she saw a lightning, like a light, like a lightning, like a light or something, where basically the predator was at. And she fell and hit her head. And her brother basically brought her back, made the kill. But see, we didn't know until the end, near the end of the movie, where she actually wounded the lion. She wounded the lion, and it helped her brother get the kill. So that was something that was very intricate to see. Plus, we got to see, she started seeing how the predator basically couldn't see them when they ate a certain plant. It was like an orange blossom, I believe. I think that's the name of it, an orange blossom. She ate it, and what it did was it cooled your body down, which means that it was clogging the blood from the inside where it was open at. That's how they were able to heal a lot. And this is something that the predator uses on his wounds. He used sort of a thing that closes up his wounds. This predator a lot was going hand-to-hand combat. He rarely used the long-range weapon, which is the 3 dots and then firing off, but his projectiles were like arrows, which is something we've never seen before. You know, this is something new. We've never seen this before at all. Never seen it before. Never knew what it was. You know, never knew what it was. You know, this type of predator was different. We've never seen this type of predator before, which I loved about the movie, is that it was different. The predator was a lot of times killing certain animals. It was building its way up to hunt something bigger. This is what I loved about it. Like, he was building his way up to for his main hunt, which was going to be the humans or the tribes or something bigger. And we got to see how strong the predator was when it fought the bear. Now, when it fought the bear, that's when we knew this predator here was serious. That this predator... What's up, bro? Chilling. So this is when we knew this predator was tough, because this predator here basically beat up the bear. It beat the bear up with his bare hands. It beat the bear. The bear basically bit him. Bit him and everything. The bear bit him, and it was kind of wounded. So when it was wounded, what's up, y'all? Anybody you want to take to the thing, because I got cold or something. I ain't taking nobody nowhere. I'm going myself. I ain't got time for nobody. I'll see y'all outside, y'all, whenever you ready, bro. But yeah, so he basically fought the bear by itself. So we saw how strong the predator was. We've never seen this in other films. We've never seen a predator fight something with a strength that's bigger than normally what it fights. And it fought. and it beat the hell out the bear. The bear was going toe to toe with the predator, and then the predator snuck up behind it and just sliced it. Just hit his ass hard. Like sliced his ass. Like soon as it ran at him and the bear fell out. And then you saw him put the bear over his head, showing its dominance. Showing the dominance of how strong it was, and blood was just covering the predator, because that's how you signify that you're a hunter, by painting yourself with blood. And that was a beautiful scene. Like, that scene was beautiful. And she was just looking scared, and then she ran off. The predator saw her. The predator could have chased her, but the predator saw her as, oh, well, she's not a threat, so I'll let her go. He basically did. He let her go. So she's just swimming off in the sunset. Swimming off in the sunset. So she was gone. And she came back later telling her brother, like, they sent out a troop to find her because he was worried. Now, that's the one thing, the brother basically was trying to make sure she was straight. So she basically was trying to tell them that this thing is out there. She still wanted to go out there and hunt it. And they kept messing with her. So she got into a fight with with her tribe. You know, some of the tribe members, you know, they didn't like her because they felt like she was pampered because of her brother, and she was allowed to do whatever the hell she wanted to do, right? But she was pissed off, so she got in a fight, and she whooped dude ass. She gave him the business. Now, this is the thing I love about it. Like, they didn't make her overpowering like a lot of these feminist movies, like Captain Marvel and all these women, they try to. She was more like a Sigourney Weaver type of character and a Linda Hamilton character, where she had to build up gradually to being the person she is or was. She had to grow to be strong, because she wasn't strong. You know, she was still learning. You know, she's a girl, and that's what people don't understand. Her being a girl kind of gives her a lot of disadvantages, which we saw and what we've seen. So by this happening, we go from here. So basically, the predator comes out of nowhere and skins her whole team alive. And then we got to see the predator's head, and then his body still cloaked. That's the thing I loved about it. They didn't unveil the predator like they did in the other films. Like in Predators with an S, and in the first Predator. And this one are the best 3 movies the Predator franchise has ever done. But to me, this movie did itself an injustice. They should have put this in the movies. This was movie quality. To be on Hulu, this is movie quality. So the predator sliced her whole crew up. So she's running. One of the crew guys stood back from the tribe. They were away from it. They saw what was going on. So, however, you know, he thought he had the sneak attack and thought he had it. And she said, no, it got us because those 3 lights. See, she observed stuff. That's the reason why she outlasted everybody, because she was thinking with her head. She made her IQ, her observation skills, her instincts were higher than her strength. So that's what made her a very formidable opponent for a person like the predator, because the predator is already thinking, I'm big, I'm stronger than everybody. I could just observe, and then I could just go beat everybody up because everybody's weak. Her, she already knows she's weak. So she got to do something to basically make up for her lack of strength. You know, to make up for her lack of strength. And her strength, she's very weak. So the predator, so she basically got away from the predator. She got caught in a bear trap, which earlier in the movie, her dog got caught in a bear trap. So the predator was right there finna kill her, but seeing she was unarmed. That's when the colonizers, I think they were Spaniards, because they were speaking Spanish or French, one of them. Taking my car, right?
Well, let me dump this car off.
Okay, got you.
And then we'll roll on over to
Oh, oh, you good? Hold on, let me open it. All right, I follow you. Yeah, I'm just doing a live on this movie that just came out. So yeah, so Predator. So so basically, the colonizers, basically, they were European. I don't know if they were French or Spanish. I don't know. We'll know later. So basically, they knocked her out, brought her in. They were trying to get information. One of the guys spoke Comanche. Now, there's going to be a Comanche version where they speak strictly Comanche and the other people speak their language. And you're going to have a scene where the guy is basically talking to her in Comanche. So I can't wait for that. There's a version like that. I think on Hulu you can make your choice. You know what I'm saying? Or which one you want to watch. So basically they did that, the Comanche and everything. They basically talked about it. He was asking her, like, the monster. They were hunting the monster because they knew about it. They've seen it before. So they were trying to gather information on what the monster looked like, how it hunted, where does it move. Now, she basically wasn't trusting them, and then she saw that they kidnapped her brother. They basically cut him, have him bleeding. So they tied them up and used them as bait. And what we've seen earlier, there was a bunch of buffalo skinned, just mindlessly skinned, and she was trying to figure out, but she saw a cigar. And then she met the guy in the camp. That was the guy who knocked her out. He was practically the leader. He was smoking a cigar. And she was like, you're the one who skinned all those buffalo. Because the predator's not just going to mindlessly kill anybody. That's why I was confused when I saw the buffalo skin. That's when I realized, okay, it's the colonizers' problem. The colonizers probably are the ones who did this, because that's some pink folk shit. They just mindlessly kill something instead of being formidable. They've never been formidable people. So that was very good in how they illustrated that form of the movie. So okay, he gotta check the mail. So basically, that's what happened. So they were the ones, she figured out they were the ones who skinned the buffalo just mindlessly and just did it any kind of damn way they wanted to. So now that they've been skinned and everything, they were basically put in the forest basically to be a trap or bait. However, she knew they were safe. The ones who weren't safe was the colonizers. But what was clean was they thought they had to drop on them, and he just snuck up and cut and sliced and diced their partners up. So they sitting there like, what the hell just happened? And then he sliced them up, and then he fell into a trap where the bear trap caught his leg, the predator's leg, and they put a net over him. That shit ain't work. He just said, "Urgh," and then start taking him out. Boom, fired his little net thing. The net just shriveled him down into nothing. So the tree and that person was turned into nothing, like bunch of blood and crushed bones. It was crazy. And then one dude tried to attack him with a tomahawk. He used the blade to flip that tomahawk up, grabbed it by his hand, cracked his skull. I was like, wow. Basically, the predator put him into work, so they got up out of there. So the brother, he went to go get the horse. She basically ran back to see if she could find something, go get the dog. She went to go get her dog. Her dog got captured. Now, rewind to the beginning. This would happen also. It showed how the predator hunts. The predator went against the wolf one-on-one. It was hunting, and it was going for its kill. The wolf basically bit it. And then he tried to come at him again. The predator just sliced him, and the wolf, all his insides fell out. And then you saw how he just ripped the skull from the wolf and he cleaned it off and he put it on him as a trophy. So those are some things I loved about this predator, because we actually got to see this predator hunt. The other predators we really didn't get to see hunt. We just saw in the first predator, the bodies were skinned. You know, we didn't really see him hunt until he got against Dutch and them. When he started going against Dutch's team, that's when we realized, okay, this is how he hunts. But we were seeing the predator move cloaked. Really didn't get to see the face. We got to see his back, and then we saw him cloak and then uncloak. Saw the mask. Now the predator mask he had was vicious. That is the best mask of the predator I have seen ever. Like made of bone, and it had his little laser coming out the side of the bone. It was crazy. And then you had his barnacles. His barnacles were like big, extended, like this wide. We've never seen that from this type of life form of this Yachua group, the Yachua. We've never seen this type. So we got to see that. That was cool, because, you know, we got to see it hunt and go toe-to-toe with the bear and the wolf, and we saw what happened. Now, from there, she went to get the dog. The guy who was trying to speak Comanche to her earlier basically was asking her, was asking her for help. And he basically taught her how to load the gun, which was great. That was beautiful, because she needed to use that down the stretch. Now, we got to see when that happened. We saw and everything how they had a plan and everything. So the brother came, and he was attacking on the horse, and he was going toe to toe with the predator, fighting. So the predator cloaked himself and got around him, and then that's when he told his sister, yo, find out a way to do this and do that, because she was in the camp. The predator came following her, and she hid behind a tree. So the guy, he couldn't see her because his body was cold. Remember, the orange blossoms that you eat, it cools your body down. It cools your body. Once it cools your body down and everything, it cools your body. So remember, the predator can't see anything that's cold or covered in mud or anything. It can't see. So, however, when that happened, you know, it couldn't see him, so she figured it out. It can't see him because of this. So when he stepped on him, the guy made a loud noise, and then he killed him because he heard him. So that's how he died. If he would have kept his mouth closed, he would have been fine. But anyways, so that's when she engages. You know, that's when the brother comes and hit him with something, going in a circle, confusing him, using the trees and his movements to confuse him. He's hitting him, getting some shots off on him from his arrows, hitting him with arrows and hitting him with the axe. So she basically was like, she came in and she had a kill shot, but the gun didn't work, because I guess she didn't do it properly. So that's when the brother went in there to protect her. He was, you know, fighting her and everything and all that stuff. And then, you know, and the brother basically protected her. And that's when the brother told her, when they were tied up, it was because of her he was able to kill the lion, and told her that you are a great hunter. You had to kill, you just fell off the branch. So her confidence is through the roof now. So she has confidence. She has it. So now that her confidence is up there, she's like, okay, cool. I'm good now. So then she goes in and says, you know what? I'm going to try to, I'm good now. So when he died, she had the gun to the predator's head, about to shoot him. The predator was moving in. What's up, Love and Success? Yeah, I seen it already. Twice. I saw it twice. I'm going to watch it a third time tonight. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch this live because I am spoiling the hell out of it. That's why I tell everybody in the beginning of the video, don't watch this video because I'm going to tell it. So, yeah, I'm finna watch it a third. Yes, it's good. It's very good. So basically from there, oh, I don't care for spoils. It's all right. I don't care. Oh, okay, bet. So basically, she got up out of there after her brother was killed. The predator was finna take her head off right there. They were face to face. She had the gun to his head, the musket to his head, finna let the musket off. Nope. The brother bit his leg and stabbed his leg, and then that's when he just gutted her brother and she got up out of there. So she came up with a plan because she found out these orange blossoms, they cool your body down. And see, if you don't know about ancient remedies, back in the day, they use these remedies to clog your blood. So like, let's say you have a wound, they would tend to the wound like a deep wound, like if it's cut, they would make sure to clean the wound, close the wound, give you these orange blossoms. It'll hurt you, but what it does is it goes to that wound and it closes it from the inside. That was very smart detail for whoever made this movie. That was smart to put that detail in there on how to heal somebody. That's very intelligent. I forgot about that. It's been so long since I seen a remedy like that, but putting this movie was right. Then we got to see the predator actually work on himself. The predator was closing up all of his wounds on his arm, shoulder, here in his chest, all of that. So then the final showdown happened. She basically set a trap up, sort of like what Dutch did. Dutch did the same thing, but hers was different. Dutch had a gun or had weapons, but went back old school. But see, remember, this is the prequel to that. Dutch got that stuff from her because of the tribes, because he's a hunter. So he knows how tribes and different groups of people hunt. A lot of the greatest hunters are those who know how to hunt. They study history on hunting. That's how they become better than what they are. So she set up traps everywhere. So when the predator came, she basically went, she was at the end of the waterfall, she was drinking and everything, and she had a musket. She was gonna shoot it at the one dude who skinned all those buffalo, the colonizer. But instead of that, she ran up, hit his head, cut his leg off, made him bait for the predator. Now, the predator's weapons are amazing. Earlier, to rewind a little bit, what the predator did was he he climbed the trees, hopping the trees, dropped the damn thing down into the forest, dropped it in the forest, and these balls came from the machine and just blew everybody away. The shit was amazing. I was like, wow. Like, his weapons were, to me, primitive, but they were more effective in my opinion because it adapted to his hunting style. So fast forward back to where we left off. She used the colonizer for bait, so the predator came, she ate the orange blossoms, she cooled her body where the predator couldn't see her. So from the beginning, she shot the predator in the head. His mask came off, she took the mask, ran, hid the masked rat here in position where it could beam onto wherever position the predator's at, it'll beam on him. She set him up. Now she's fighting the predator. They're going toe to toe. She's getting her ass handed to her. The predator was whooping her ass. So she had the little axe where she tied something to her so she can throw it and then it repels back. She tied something to it like so it could repel. So if she hit some, she could bring it back. And she practiced this during the movie. So we got to see up to this point, she puts all those skills together to basically go at this opponent. So she's doing this. The predator is fighting her and she's like firing off and then hitting him. And then he put her down. He had her, he tried to swing and she ducked and predator cut his own arm off. The predator was looking like, what the hell is this? They cut my goddamn arm off. So once they cut the arm off and shit, right? The arm got cut off. So the predator had her ass in between the rocks, finna slice her neck off. The rocks protected her, so she took one of the predator's barnacles and stabbed him with it and got up out of there. And she ran this way, so when it's trying to hop the trees, the predator cut itself off of the shard she put on the tree because she noticed its movements from earlier. So she knew how to follow it and knew how to put him into a trap. You know what I'm saying? Which was very intelligent, very smart. What's up, DC? Yeah, I had to take my mom to the doctor this morning real early. That's why I did that live earlier, because we got home from the doctor. She had to go do a checkup. So she used the area around her, and the shards was cutting the predator. She hopped over. She basically, if you remember, like when you watched the movie earlier, she got caught in quicksand. And because of the weapon she made, she was able to get out that quicksand. So she set up the predator by drawing him in the quicksand. He fell through the thing. Well, you ain't gonna put your damn blinker on, you punk ass bum. You would have hit my shit, I'd have whooped your ass. So basically, she got out the quicksand, so she knew how to put him in quicksand. He fell in the quicksand. So she hid over here. So basically, the predator came up out the quicksand. The predator got up out the quicksand and basically used his weapon to aim at her, the three eyes. But he messed up because the three eyes, she put him in position so the three dots could hit him in the head. So he fired, the weapon missed her and then flew back, went through the predator's head. So basically, she used the predator weapons in his own strength against him, which was genius. It wasn't the cliche where they tried to make the woman all powerful. No, she used her mind because she was intelligent. She knew how to read and observe. This is what made her very formidable for the predator. If you remember what Dutch did the same thing. Dutch knew, I can't go toe to toe with this guy. He's too strong. So I'll just use booby traps and stuff to trick him. I'll use my mind, which he did and what she did. And then after the predator killed herself, she let out a huge yell. Ah-ha! 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 She yelled out her victory chant. That's what I'm talking about. That's a movie. You showed a hunt. After the predator killed itself, she won. She yelled out a huge yell. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Letting everybody know I won. And she cut the predator head off walked back to the village with all of his blood painted on her to show that I'm the better hunter. And had the head and threw the head at him. They saw the head and they was like, now what would have been better if she would have had the mask on. She should have took that mask and put it on and came back to the village with the mask on. That's a part I dissected from it, man, because that would have set it up even better. Now, one of the funniest parts early on is when the guy come in each tent and he just kicking them. He kicks them up to wake up. Just walks in through a tent and wake them up the old way. Like, you got to see tradition. You got to see order. You got to see a movie that had heart. This movie had heart in it. Like, this was the prequel of Predator. This is how it all started, how they started coming to our planet. So now that you've been successful, where does the Predator go from here? Well, that's easy. What the Predator ought to do is go into space. They ought to start going into space. Great, I can't even go. Because these people going slow. After that, I'll just take him. Jump in front of them. But yeah, that's basically what happened. Okay, I see. We jump to the left lane. Man, come on with your slow ass. Y'all want to drive slow today and shit. But every other day, man, y'all driving fast as hell. But yeah, so that's the point. So the movie, that's how it was, and where they ought to go from here, they ought to go get an origin story on the Predator. Like, where did they come from? Like, do a story on the Predators on why they hunt. What turned their group into a hunting group? How were they able to get to where they're at? You know, that's what they ought to do, man. You done had a successful prequel. So what you gonna do now? You done had a successful prequel. So now what you ought to do is make an origin story. But this movie was great. I give this movie 3.5 out of 4 stars. This was a great movie. The only reason I don't give it 4 stars out of 4 is because I did not like the to me the ending at the end. I wanted to see her put the mask on and come to the village. That would have been awesome, because that's what they did in the Predator books and the Predator lore, is they did that. You know, they did that. And that's what I loved about it. That's what they did. You know, that's what they did, and that's the thing that I love about it. What's up, AB? I mean, A-Dub. So, that's what happened. So, the movie was extraordinary. This should have been in the movie theater. This was the best Predator movie, in my opinion. I think this movie was better than I think this movie is up there with the first one. I think it's a little better because of how they set everything up. You got to see it. Oh, Sandman, what? Hey, is it a movie or is it a series, A-Dub? Is it a movie or is it a series? The Sandman. Because I'm going to watch that too tonight, but I got to watch Predator again, dog. Predator got me hooked, man. I hate these type of driveways. They don't have no way to get up out this beach. Little ass Mexican. They ain't got no way to get up out here. Dog. I don't know why they make they places like this, dog. It's like trash. Oh, a 10-episode show. Okay. I'm going to watch that. What does it come on? It come on Netflix, right? Does it come on Netflix? Yeah, the victory cry. She killed it at the end. She was like, ah, 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 ah. Man, I was hyped. I was ready to go get a damn arrow and a bow. I was ready. Like, let's go to war. Oh, it's on Netflix. Oh man, they trying to make them lesbo or gay. Come on. Yeah, she let out the victory cry. She was like, oh ah, oh ah. That shit went hard. That went hard, man. Yeah, you gotta go.
You go across Trans Mountain.
Go across Trans Mountain?
Yeah.
All right. Go this way?
You can go that way, or you can turn around either way. Go this way.
I hate these type of parking lots because I have to deliver in these type of crabs and I got to turn back up and everything. But yeah, that's what she did, Love and Success. She had that victory cry at the end when she killed it. She let out a loud victory cry. She went right back to the village and had the head and threw it to the chief of the whole tribe. Killed it. And then at the end, they give you a sneak preview that it might be there was Predator planes coming into the atmosphere. They all looked up and it came through the sky. So basically, they're gonna come and give her a reward, because you know when they kill a predator, they get a reward. We can go left, right? Or straight? Okay. All right. So that's what happened there, but it was a great movie. This should have been in the movie theater. They had it on Hulu, which Disney, I think, did it because, you know, Disney, in case it was a loss, they lost money, they didn't want to lose that much. But this was a great movie from Fox. Like, this was a great movie. Like, this isn't just a Predator movie, it's a movie. You got to see how the Predator hunts. Like, we've never seen him actually hunt. We've always seen him just kill people or knock people off, but this movie, we saw him actually hunt. He was hand-to-hand combat. First, he killed the rattlesnake. The rattlesnake basically was his first opponent. Cut him up, ripped him apart, skinned him. Then he went against the wolf. The wolf was attacking the rabbit. The wolf was creepy. You got to see how the wolf hunt. Wolf jumped out there. He punched the wolf. And then they start going at it. The wolf got a couple bites on him. Then the last scene, he was finna go at his head. And that's when he just pulled his blades out and sliced the wolf in half. And then ripped his spinal cord out. And then he held it up in the air, yelling out his victory cry. The roar, yelling it. You can hear it. The sound effects were amazing in this movie. So it was, like I said, if you haven't seen it, man, you got to see it. This is this was the best Predator movie I've seen since the one that they were on the other planet and they were jumped. They just got dropped to a planet with Lawrence Fishburne, Adrian Brody in it. That was good. And then the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, stop listening to the people. This is not Predator 5, guys. This is the prequel to Predator. This is how it all started. This is, remember the movie Predator, where the lady was given a story, or Billy was given a story about an ancient Comanche tribe that went to war with the Predator. and they got some of their fighting techniques from them. Now, hand-to-hand combat, if the Predator didn't have that cloaking device, the Comanches would have killed him, because they could fight hand-to-hand. But see, that was my only issue why I give it 3.5 is at the end the girl should have put the mask on. That would have been even better if she had the mask on, but she had the head bringing it back to the group. Yeah, Predator was good. I was surprised. I was not thinking this movie was going to be good. I did not like the previews. The previews made it look very lukewarmish, but it was good, dog. Now, if you got kids, they can't watch it. Like, my nieces can't watch this. It's too bloody and gory. They can't watch it. Nobody, if you got kids, don't watch this. Now, we grew up differently. My dad would have had me watch this. So, whatever how you raise your kid is blood and gore, and it's very vicious. Like, the kills are vicious, but they're not mindless kills. They're like within the story. But it was good. Is it better than Predators? Yes, it's better than Predators. It is better than the second one. I mean, not the second one, but the Predators. The one where they were on the other planet is better than that one. And I believe it's better than, I think it's up there with the first one. The first one is up there with it. It might be a little better. But that's just my opinion. You guys may think of it differently. Yeah, it was a great picture. I was upset because I felt they should have did it in space. Like, I'm tired of seeing the Predator on Earth. Like, the comic books that I read on the Predator growing up, a lot of their stories, yeah, they would hunt, but they would hunt also out of space. And we got to get an origin story. We didn't get an origin story from this one. We need to get an origin story. Like, why do they hunt? I still don't understand why do they hunt. Like, what's the point of them hunting? Like, are they a lot more like the Comanche, or like, what are they like? Like, that's what I want to know about it. I'm curious. You know, we got the aliens origin when they made part 2 Aliens. We got that origin where they all came from a queen. They're all led by a queen alien, which are the xenomorph group. But the Yachua, we don't know much about the Yachua. They're very mysterious. Yeah, we need the origin story. I made a video the other day talking about it. Like, the Predator should have, after the first Predator, that movie, they should have went to the origin story. Then you come back with part 2, which was Predator 2. That's when you come back with Predator 2. Because you got an origin story. That was the problem with the Resident Evil TV series. The TV show. That's what made it terrible, because they were trying to show you the beginning and the current all in one picture. You can't do that, because that confuses the fans. Like, you get confused big time by the fans. Like, the fans are very confused. What's up, Kraken? What up, bro? Chilling with brother-in-law. We running some errands. Yeah, but it's a good movie. Like, you ought to see it and get a chance to watch it. Like I said, I don't advise kids to watch this movie. This movie is very bloody, but the movie also shows you heart and shows you about how the Comanches and others did back in their time. Like, they didn't have a gun to shoot anything. They had to use their surroundings. And the thing that you noticed about her as a character, she was very observant. She observed her whole surroundings. She didn't miss anything. And she's a great tracker. Like her brother said, she's the best tracker in our village, which she is. That's how she knew how the Predator was there, because she saw the 2 big feet, the track marks. And she never seen anything like that. And everybody kept saying, oh, it's a bear, it's a bear. And she's like, I don't think it's a bear. Because bears, you would have two sets of footprints. Like that's the front two and then the back two. This one had two big feet walking like a human. And she said, that's not normal. And her eyes were big because I saw it the same way. But when the best scene was when the predator fought the bear. Him and the bear were going toe to toe. The bear, my bad, the bear basically grabbed him. The bear basically grabbed him and everything, and bear hugged him and was muscling him and was throwing it and was just biting him, and then the bear stood up on his two legs and was like, that jump was raw. And then he tried to run at the predator said, cut him, knocked him out, and then put him over his head, raising him like in wrestling. And you saw all the blood just drip over the predator, and he let off a yell. Man, I was like, man, this movie classic. I had to watch it again. I watched it twice last night. I went right to that scene when he fought the bear. Now, if you've seen the previews, she never was hunting the bear. She was hunting the predator. Because in their tribe, their language, they talk about, like they hunt to survive. And the only way you become a great hunter is if you hunt the person who's hunting you. And that's what she did. And she survived at the end. But she was getting her butt kicked. She got her butt kicked, bro. I mean, dog, the predator suplexed her, picked her up by her neck, and slammed her on her head. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not working. And then she had to come up with another plan because she was not finna win doing that. It's on Hulu, Kraken. It's on Hulu. But I got a jailbroke Fire Stick that I did myself. Ain't have to pay nobody. So I got to watch it when it came out. It came out on Hulu. And it's two versions of it on Hulu. It's the version of the Comanche, where everybody's speaking Comanche, and then you got another one where it's all English. And the movie is good. Yeah, it's the origin story. Yeah, it's A-dub. It's basically showing you before Predator. Like everyone keeps saying Predator 5. I'm like, dog, it's not Predator 5. This is the prequel. This is before the Predator. Like, how is it Predator 5 and this happened before Arnold Schwarzenegger's Predator? Like, this is showing you where Arnold Schwarzenegger got the idea to hunt and fight from, because the Comanches talked about, they passed this story down to others. Yeah, I watched the Hall of Fame game last night. The Raiders are in trouble if Derek Carr get hurt. But good. Their D-line is okay. They still need some work. The secondary is okay. But the Jaguars, their second string quarterback is terrible. He started turning it up in certain parts, but if he wasn't a white boy, he wouldn't be in the league, bro. I'm just sorry. He's not that good. They got a good defense too. Walker, that guy from Georgia, he's going to be fine. He got to work on his technique though. It's a lot of plays he was going around blocks. He wasn't setting the edge. Plus he wasn't he was using too much. He was standing up too much when he got out of his stance. And you don't understand that if you don't have a low stance, you're going to get killed every time, and you could have an early injury to your career. Because those offensive tackles, those first string, see, he wasn't going against the first string. If he went against the first string tackle that's been in the league for like 4 or 5 years, he getting bent up. So he got to learn how to view an inside linebacker, and And people don't understand, when you get hit by a 300-pounder the whole game, that wears on you. And you like 210 pounds, 220, you gonna fight your D tackle. I'm telling you, y'all don't understand. I remember my D tackle jumped around the block. I got hit by a guard. That junk was hurt. I was hurting the whole game. After the game, I couldn't get up. I was in the bed asleep. My body was sore, guys. But the Hall of Fame game showed me that it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a very long season for the Jaguars. But the Raiders are going to be fine. But if Derek Carr get hurt, they're going to be. But they got a good running game. Jacobs, they got another guy, number 35, I believe. He's pretty good. So the Raiders are going to be fine. I don't know about the Jags. Yeah, I'm not sure about Josh McDaniels either. I'm not sure about him. I'm not sold on McDaniels. We'll see. But I don't know. John Gruden fit them better than me, better than any other coach, because he knew how to call the plays for Derek Carr. But we'll see, man. The Raiders are going to be dangerous. They got depth in all their positions. I just don't trust their quarterback. Now, if they lose Carr for like 2-3 games, maybe, in case, just saying, if he gets hurt, hypothetically, they'll be fine. But if they lose him for more than 5 or 6 games, they need to go get them a quarterback. Because Stidham is not it. Stidham is trash. He doesn't know how to read. He gets too happy in the pocket. We go down Kenworth? All right. Hondo pass, all right. So, I don't know. Dyer, got you. So, I don't know. We'll see. But the Jaguars, they look trash. I don't know what the Jaguars going to do. We'll see. They are still 3 years away. 4 years. But I don't know. I didn't like them going after Peterson. They should have went after Byron Leftwich. But see, they got mad with Byron Leftwich because he wanted an all-black staff. And they was like, oh, hell no. You gonna go with who we give you. And Byron Leftwich said, nope, I'm going back to Tampa then. Which he did. He like, you're not gonna tell me. And that's why Eric Bieniemy doesn't have a job either, because Eric Bieniemy wants to bring in a lot of black coaches. They don't want that. But yet, they tell you in the end zone, in racism, in prejudice, right? They tell you that, right? But they don't have no black owner in the league. They only got a few black execs. I did that video the other day on Welcome to HD TV channel. I told y'all, the percentages of black people that's executives is below 20%. It's almost 10%. But in the league, football players, we tally up to 60, almost 65% of players. We're practically the league. So that lets you know. You see, football, they don't want that quarterback position to be black. But at the same time, they don't want to be like baseball, where baseball just priced all the blacks out. And ever since then, baseball ain't been nothing. They haven't made the money like they used to make when Barry Bonds and King Griffey and all of them played. Pedro and all them guys, they've been priced out. They priced all the blacks out, so black people are like, cool, we'll just go to basketball and football. And that's why basketball and football continue to make their money. So, but that's what football trying to do. They trying to keep every white boy in there. That's why they're hyping up this Justin Herbert. That's why they got Burrow and Allen. They're trying to promote those guys. And then Patrick Mahomes, he finally realized just because you light-skinned, it don't mean you ain't finna get the backlash either. And he said it in his interview the other day. I won a Super Bowl. and Lamar won the MVP. And Kyler got the Cardinals to the playoffs, but yet all three of us still got to prove something when you got all these other quarterbacks who ain't do half of what they did. And they still got to prove themselves, right? But that was my last time, yeah. But yep, that shows you. Patrick Mahomes realized that he was like, man, I won a Super Bowl. Lamar won the MVP. And Kyler got his team to the playoffs when they weren't in the playoffs before he got there. But we still got to prove something. Damn. And he said that, he said that live. And I told everybody tell me, HD, you always put something on race, because it is. If you go to the store, what does it tell you? Black pepper and white salt, right? It don't just tell you salt and that's pepper. It tells you it's black pepper and that's white salt. So they already getting your mind ready for the colorism. So I'm telling you what's happening. That's the truth. And honestly, everybody don't understand, but back in the day, it was worse than this. And it's still bad, but it was worse. You couldn't even have a black quarterback on the field, or you go crazy. No, you good. I'm trying to let these guys can't drive. So turn left here. So that's all I'm telling you. But that's how I go though. But the Raiders look good. I'm gonna watch the game again later. But yeah. So thank y'all for listening, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if y'all love what y'all hear, y'all can go to that description box, hit that link to the Cash App. Over here. Okay, I see it. Oh yeah.
That should be good to go, man.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, no problem. Anytime. What time the thing is? 5?
Well, Golden has to be at 5:30. It's 6:30.
It's 6:30, right?
Yeah, but she got to be there at 5:30.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, let me go and give you y'all tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the tickets out with
All right. Bet.
Okay.
Okay, got you. Thank you,
bro.
man.
Hey, man, appreciate you.
No problem. Call me if anything happens.
Okay.
All right. So if y'all love what y'all hear, go to that description box, hit that link in the Cash App to donate. You know what I'm saying? Hit that link in the description box, go to the Cash App, donate, hit in whatever you desire. And yo, man, we out. This is the Deezy Report signing off. Peace.